Lowe, and this is your Wednesday Sports Report. Starting us off today, tennis is about to start here at UCO for the spring semester, and lucky for us, they have a home match this Friday. The Lady Broncos will be welcoming Southwest Baptist to town this Friday at 1 for their first matchup of the year. The last matchup that featured UCO was back in October for the ITA Cup, where the Lady Chos fell in the quarterfinals. This matchup on Friday is the only home match for almost the next 2 months, so be sure to come on out and support. Now over to track and field. They have only one more meet before they head to the conference championships. Lady Broncos are on the road to Topeka, Kansas for the Ichabod Invitational. The last meet we saw the Lady Chos at was just under 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh, Kansas, where performances by Treasure Valerie and Genevieve Young highlighted the Broncos' performance. Events are all day in Topeka on Saturday, and it won't be long until they head right back. The MIAA Conference Championships are set to take place in 2 weeks in Topeka, Kansas. The matches start Friday the 23rd and will last until Sunday the 25th. Now on to the gridiron. Today is National Signing Day for high schools and transfer students alike, and UCO is landing some talent. The Broncos are gaining well over a dozen recruits from across the state, including a couple transfer students. Combined with today's recruiting spree, December was also a big month in the recruiting field for the Broncos. They currently have over 60 new recruits. After a 5-6 season for the Broncos, these new faces on the roster will become a welcome sight come fall. Huge shout out to Coach Dimitri Donald for a phenomenal recruiting season. Now to the big stage. We are just 4 days away from the biggest sporting event of the year. It's time to take a look at Super Bowl 58. The 104th NFL season was an unpredictable one with upsets galore and script rumors. But at the end of the day, we're set for a rematch of the 2020 Super Bowl featuring the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs, who have skyrocketed in popularity due to the now well-known Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift relationship, are looking for Lombardi number 4 and their 3rd title in the last 5 years. On the other side, the 49ers are looking for their 6th title in franchise history, their first since 1994. Quarterback Brock Purdy, dubbed Mr. Irrelevant as the last man drafted in 2022, looks to take his team to the promised land and dish out some good old-fashioned revenge after the 2020 loss to the Chiefs. The big game is set for this Sunday at 5:30 over on CBS. The 49ers are currently the favorites to win the bowl, but with everything on the line, anything can realistically happen. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for a more in-depth look into the teams with Ian Nickel. And finally today, the Thunder were in Salt Lake City last night for a matchup with the Jazz in yet another intense offensive game. In a tale of two halves, the Thunder got the early lead, striking quick and fast against the Jazz defense, who returned the favor on offense, and after a quick first quarter, the Thunder led 33-28. The second quarter was nearly identical to the first, and by the half, the Thunder were up 68-61. Early on in the third, the Thunder maintained a 16-point lead before it slowly began to fall apart, and we were all tied up late in the game. After a few missed shots and some clutch threes by Laurie Markkanen, the Jazz pulled away in the final score of 124-117. Shea led the team on offense with 28 points and 7 assists, followed by Jalen Williams with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Thunder dropped to 35-16 on the season, now tied in second place in the West with the Minnesota Timberwolves as the LA Clippers move to the first spot. The Thunder have a chance to get back on track when they head south down I-35 to Dallas to face off against Luka and the Mavs. This one is set for Saturday at 2 in the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Now, Perla, Emma, the Thunder dropped obviously a pretty big game last night. Do you think that they can find rhythm again on Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. I think that they're going to shake off last night's game, and I think that they're going to have a big victory win on Saturday against the Dallas Mavericks.
Absolutely. I think it'll be kind of like a revenge game.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to shout out, I know Mark had mentioned National Signing Day. This little shout out, 2 football players from Ponca City, they signed, Gavin Cunningham and Hudson Haas. So congratulations to you guys. You'll be a great addition to UCO. After the break.